There are many courses and tutorials about Canva out there, on Udemy, on YouTube, and many do a good job at explaining what the platform is all about. Very quickly, they show you how to start designing Facebook covers, Instagram quotes, YouTube thumbnails, and all that. Now, this is useful, but I wanted this course to be more connected to your day-to-day reality as a starting entrepreneur or a business owner. So I thought long and hard, how can I make this course more practical, more down to earth, more useful for someone who needs to run a business? And the answer was simple. I would design this course so it helps you design all the visuals your business or your project needs. My goal is that by the end of the course, you will get a series of real-life branded visuals that you can actually use, not some random Facebook covers. And this is how I believe I can deliver the most value to you, by really understanding everything that you need in terms of visuals and then introducing you to a tool, Canva, that will help you design like a pro. And that even if you're not a designer. So this is not just another tutorial about how to use Canva. This is your practical guide on how to come up with all the visual content you need to create a brand that inspires trust and professionalism. Now, that's a lot of work. And for that to happen, we need to start by developing your brand identity. In this section, we are going to make sure that you have clearly defined the 5 key components that tell the world what your brand stands for, aka your brand identity. And that is your mission, your vision, your target audience, your brand personality, and your core values. Use this short section of the course as your checklist to remember the key concepts that make your visual identity. Let's start with your mission. Your mission statement explains in 1 or 2 sentences why your organization exists. It defines who you are and what you do. So if you don't have a mission statement for your business yet, I suggest you pause this video and spend an hour or 2 trying to figure it out. And yes, you heard correctly. I said an hour or 2 because I know how hard it is to come up with the perfect mission statement. It needs to be short, very clear, as in every word counts, memorable, and as meaningful as possible. And if you need a little help, you can use this trusted formula to come up with the mission statement for your business. So this is the formula. I do what, for whom, that results in what. Usually, you will find a company's mission statement very high on its homepage, and most of the time it will be the first thing you'll read. Next, you have the vision. Your vision statement tells the world where you want to go. It is the ideal scenario you have imagined for your company, the positive outcome you are trying to achieve, your company's purpose. The biggest benefit of a powerful vision is that it provides a direction and helps your organization prepare for the future. You need to have a clear vision to make the right decisions, create your strategy, decide who are the best people to hire, set your priorities, and focus your efforts in the right place. So make sure you have a clear vision for your organization. Next on our checklist is your target audience. This is where you describe who your customers are and why they need you. In other words, how your products or services solve their problems. Now, I could create an entire section or maybe even an entire course about how to define your target audience, as this is a very broad topic and really is the foundation of any marketing activities. But this is not the place to do so. In this course, I just want to point out that you should know who you are talking to or who you are designing visuals for with your brand. Think of it this way. Who would want to be friends with your brand? Try to get very specific with both the demographics, things like their age, gender, location, income, marital status, occupation, educational level, but also the psychographics and things like what types of Facebook groups are they part of? What problems or pains are they trying to solve? What are they dreaming about? What do they want to achieve in their lives? What would success look like to them? So put yourself in your audience's shoes and try to really understand what makes them tick. Once you know who you're talking to, you have to define your brand personality. To do so, I suggest you make a list of 5 adjectives that describe your brand. This will set the tone for both visual design, but also writing the copy or the messaging for your brand. Are you exclusive or mainstream? Are you the classic or the rebel? And if you're not sure, ask people who know you and or your project for input and perspective. It can also be helpful to list 5 adjectives of what your brand is not. Using the is not exercise will help you grasp your brand's personality and figure out your voice. That is the way you will communicate with your audience. And last but not least on our brand identity checklist is the core values your brand stands for. These are simply a list of values you carry deep down, values you want to build your company around. They represent the core principles that will guide you through your decisions and your actions. So make sure to keep a list of these fundamental values somewhere you can find them and see them. Alright, this finishes the lesson, but also the section. And the main takeaway is that before you start designing your brand style guide, you need to figure out the different ingredients that make up your brand's identity. What are the key components of that identity? I really encourage you to take all the time you need to figure out your mission, your vision, your target audience, your brand personality, and the core values you want to put at the heart of your business. Do not skip this important part. And then, and only then, once you have figured all of that out, move on to the next section.